because of the lockdown and how unhealthy they're getting in terms of not being active.
We're continuing the live stream from Queen's Park, special protest today.
I saw this coming. Because to me, I've been a health and wellness coach for over 20 years. So this is my area that I've been working with people, children, adults, primarily most of my adult life. And I immediately saw once they shut down the gyms, they limit the interactions with people. From the beginning, 3 months ago, I was yelling, guys, adults' health and primarily children's health will be so detrimentally affected by all of these measures. The real curve that should have been flattened from the beginning, even before all this COVID, was the obesity epidemic. That's the real disaster that's happening around the world. The top 3 killers in the world are heart disease, cancer, and stroke. And those are called lifestyle-related diseases, which means because of your lifestyle, you're actually causing your body to have those. You're not born with them. You're born a healthy human, but through your daily activities, daily lack of activities, and daily habits or lack of healthy habits, this is how you acquire those things. Now, this is what I learned because of my level of work before, is this will be the first generation that's not gonna outlive their parents.
So sad.
This is before COVID. This is real statistic that children, the first time in history of the world, will die before their parents. Why? Because they get diabetes at 10 years old.
So sad.
This is what's really the government must take extremely serious and spend billions and billions of dollars on, not made up 99% recovery rate virus.
Woo!
And
True
vaccine
that.
is going to be completely useless and actually harm people and give all the money to pharmaceutical companies so they can make us sicker.
Boo.
All those money should have been spent on health and wellness programs.
That's right.
To elevate everybody's health.
That's right.
To elevate children's health.
But that's not their
Instead
interest.
of telling them, you know what? Now, instead of limiting your access to sitting at home and doing nothing and playing on a computer, we're going to encourage that. We're going to support that. We're going to give you free iPad. We're going to give you free data so you don't go outside, you don't be active, you don't live a healthy, active lifestyle.
Ooh.
Like, what a medical expert is that saying that to people and children? And they think they're doing good to us? Again, I said, these people at the medical profession, they take an oath which says, do no harm. Do no harm. Everyone, do no harm. What are we doing? We're harming the whole population of adults and extremely affecting the health of our children who are depressed, who have anxiety issues right now. Again, Canadian children, even before, already, a big majority of them already were experiencing antisocial behaviors, because we spend so much time in front of the screens instead of being outside on the bicycles, on the soccer fields, etc. And over the last 3 months, a whole disaster happened with their psychological well-being right now.
So
the
sad.
real
So
curve
sad.
should have been flattened, and all the resources put on before is obesity epidemic and health elevation programs. That's the real thing that should have been addressed from the beginning. But guess what? When the government will spend money on that, guess who's going to be out of business? Guess whose profits are going to be limited? Pharmaceutical companies.
Of course.
Bill Gates is going to be out of business.
Oh yeah.
This is who you need to understand. The government has no interest protecting Canadians' health.
Unfortunately.
The government has 100% interest protecting interests of pharmaceutical companies and the people that are providing money to them. This is where everyone needs to wake up already and understand. Doug Ford has no interest in health of Ontario people. Trudeau has no interest in health of Canadians across this country.
Sold out puppet. Sold out puppet.
Care whatsoever. I'm not going to swear right now. I'll try to control that. This is what people need to understand, that the vaccines don't elevate your health. Bill Gates being praised for giving vaccines into third world countries, for what?
Causing mass
How
casualties.
the children's health get elevated by vaccines? They do not.
They got
You
destroyed.
actually kill people. There's an actual death rate statistically accounted from a flu shot. Did you know a death rate from the flu shot that's considered to be acceptable is 0.6? 0.6 is a death rate of the flu shot.
Wow.
And it to be considered acceptable to mandate it to people. What's the death rate from COVID? 0.26.
Wow.
And we need to shut down the whole world for that? Wake up, people.
And that's not taken into account the falsified death
Now,
certificates.
Guess what All the money should have been spent in the countries that are struggling, providing clean drinking water.
That's right. That's right.
Providing clean, healthy, nutritional food programs. This is how you elevate people's health in those countries.
But the
not
farmers,
through vaccination.
of course not.
Enough is enough.
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 This government, if anyone was confused before where this government stands, the last 3 months showed you clearly what this government represents. I said this before. This is a true year, Vision 2020. If anybody was confused before who the real person is on the inside, in the last 3 months, everyone is crystal clear. In your family, in your friend circle, and in your government. I said this before. This is not time anymore to sit on the fence. You have to choose which side of the history you're going to be on.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is why enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Back to normal life.
Back to normal life.
Back to normal.
Back to normal.
Thank you. Love you all. Stay healthy.
Thank you, Vlad.
That's Vlad, everybody. Isn't that fantastic?
Yes.
And he's absolutely right. Our rights are so important. Our rights are so important. This government is supposed to work for the people. They're supposed to do our job for us. They're supposed to take care and manage and mitigate all of the things that we're too busy with our families and our own jobs to take care of. That's why we elect them.
Yep.
It's called public service.
Wow.
They are to serve us. If they're not serving us, what are we paying them for?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. True that.
Fire them.
You know, eventually this is going to come down to a very big demonstration. And I hear talk about provinces starting to organize in order to stop paying their taxes.
Nice.
And that's probably what needs to happen, because if we stop paying those stupid taxes that aren't going to our best interests, they don't have any power. We provide them the power.
Yep.
Because they are supposed to be doing a job for us.
Yep.
And they're not. So what do you do to an employee who doesn't fulfill their job?
Fire them.
Fire them. Fire them.
Woo! Fire them.
Again.
Fire them.
Again.
Fire them.
Thank you. With that, I'm going to have Tino come up and take the microphone and say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you. Woo!
You're fired, Doug Ford.
Yep.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Really glad Chris and everyone else helping out. Especially thank all of you for coming out, because I know it's difficult when your friends and family and co-workers don't understand. They don't have the facts, so it's difficult to get out and speak. Well, my name is Tino, by the way. I'm a member of Back to Work in Fearless Ontario.
Thank you. Woo!
I also represent a group of expert panel activists, doctors, teachers, lawyers. We need more of them to come and speak out.
Yes.
We need psychologists to come out and speak about the detriments of this plan the government has against our children.
Absolutely.
So the media is trying desperately to knock us down. We're very few here today, mostly because people are working perhaps, they're scared. But we are tens of thousands in these groups,
Yep.
and possibly more. And on Saturdays, we're exceeding thousands and thousands gathering here, speaking out. So don't let the media tell you otherwise.
Yep.
We have tens of thousands of people banding together and speaking out, sending letters, calling their municipal offices, their government agents,
Yep.
and we need to do more of that.
Yep.
This time I'd like to acknowledge these brave professionals that I hear speaking out on the radio, TV, and social media. We hear you, and we need more of you doing that.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. God bless them.
See me speaking, please come forward and contact Fearless Ontario, the website, phone us, whatever you need to do. We would like your support and your expertise to back us and fight these guys.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
The most recent study from the WHO and CDC, it says that the testing is 50% inaccurate. Right off the top, these numbers are 50%
Wow.
junk.
Wow.
Okay? They're already less than the flu, but 50% of the tests are junk.
False positive, for
Okay?
sure.
False
Yeah.
positives. And
Yeah.
we also know, as a fact, from the National Institute of Health, that flu shots detect, from the antibodies, detect as a COVID test. So if you've had a flu shot, you're also testing positive for COVID. So on top of the 50% inaccuracies, if you've had a flu shot,
You're more likely to
guess
test
what?
positive.
So everyone going out
Yeah.
getting tested right now,
No, thank you. First of all, we're
they're
not.
showing all these positives, infections, but what are they really? Are they flu?
No.
Flu antibodies? Are they false positives?
The
Nobody
test
knows.
is a
How about
sham.
These 14 people in Home Depot just over the weekend were infected. And
Can't
right
trust
off
the
top,
test.
We can knock 50% of that off because these tests are garbage.
That's right.
And how many of those
Papaya fruit
employees
tested
have flu
positive.
shots? Nobody knows, but I'd like to see that data. Another thing is, I believe it's 85% of the deaths in Canada are in long-term care homes. 85%. Guess who gets the flu shots?
There's,
Guess what
there's-
test positive
yeah,
when you get a flu shot?
yeah.
So 85% of this data already garbage. Knock off 50% of that as well. So now we're talking
Exactly.
0.1%, maybe less. It's incredible how these medical experts are trying to lock us down under this
False pretenses.
garbage information.
Yeah.
AM 1010, CBC, Global, any other mass media, I'm calling you out right now.
Lies.
I have access to
Lies.
these studies, and so does everyone else.
Yeah.
How come you're ignoring it?
That's right.
Right? This is from government agencies.
Because they're
health
nothing but
organizations.
propaganda.
It's right in print, right on their websites. So if I can get that information, how come you're not talking about it? Let's see what else here. Sorry, this is my first time speaking, so
That's okay. Thank you. Thank you for taking a
It's
stand.
good to get up here.
Thank you.
Anyway, yeah, I want to see these mass media, radio, calling you out. Get a hold of these studies. Get me on your show. Let's have a real discussion. Doug Ford, let's get on the right side of history. It's not too late for you.
Yep.
All right? You should know about this data. You're experts as well. As
Jesus.
Chris said earlier, let's put our experts up against theirs.
Yeah.
Right?
Woo!
There comes a time when you have to stand up for your country.
Yes. Yes.
Doctors, your Hippocratic oath. You have to speak out against this erroneous data. All
Please.
the doctors out there, like was mentioned earlier, please come forward and talk to us. Child psychologists, we need you. Our children are counting on you.
Yes. Yes.
And again, once again, TV and radio, put down your script.
Yeah.
Look at the real facts.
Oh my God. They're just paid liars.
I'm calling you out. Let's go.
Yeah. Woo! Woo! Yeah. Bravo.
That's one thing that I really want to make this point, and I want to make it very, very clear. If a doctor does not have a license in virology or epidemiology, they are not qualified to speak or advise on COVID. They are actually committing a crime, and that crime is malpractice.
Wow.
That is a fact. All you hear in the news and the media is top doctor this, top doctor that. They're not qualified. I've called out so many of them on public media.
Nice.
No response. Nobody's got anything to say. And it's funny because the second that we start telling everybody publicly that we're going to start holding these so-called top doctors accountable for committing this crime, all of a sudden the government won't explain who their experts are anymore. Don't you find that a little bit coincidence? A little coincidental for me. I don't believe personally in coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. Period. And this government has known. They have known since April 12th that this virus has no effect on healthy immune tissue, nor can it replicate on healthy immune tissue, as reported in the Sunnybrook report by the bioscience team who first isolated COVID-19 in Canada. They made worldwide headlines. Everybody knows, everybody's seen them. This government has known since April 12th that asymptomatic people cannot pass this virus. This government has known since April 12th that children cannot pass this virus. Yet we see all these ridiculous totalitarian measures put in place and forced upon our kids, upon our livelihoods, upon our healthy people.
Disgusting.
This is absurd. It is ridiculous, and it is an abdication of our democracy. And we won't have it.
That's right.
With that, I'm going to have Chris Sky come back up and take the mic.
Woo! Thank you, Kelly. Got it.
Let's focus on what we know. There's enough data and everything available. You've heard all the speakers for the last 9 weeks. We've seen the government lying for the same amount of time. So what do we know?
Oh, those are some nurses.
We know the government doesn't care about your health. They don't care about your safety. They don't care about your business, your job. They don't care about the livelihood of your family. They don't care about the future of your children. They care about controlling you. We know this. So, what are we going to do about it? That's the important thing. We can talk all day long about everything that they're doing to us. Everybody here knows, so we don't need to convince each other. But what we need to do is, how do we move forward? How do we combat this? How do we emerge victorious? Well, we're doing that. We got Fearless Ontario to put pressure on them at the political level. We have Rocco Galati filing a lawsuit, hopefully today, that's over 83 pages long.
Woo!
That's going to hold them accountable
Yes.
and bring every one of these issues.
He's
to
a
the public
constitutional
eye.
lawyer, guys. One of
We
the
have
leading
Track to Work
constitutional
that's
lawyers in the
providing a
country.
safety net and a way for businesses to preserve their business and protect their livelihood.
Oh, that's
We have Saturdays
amazing.
to inform everybody. And
Oh, that's
where it's
amazing.
important.
That's
It's
amazing.
time that everybody does their part. Everybody always asks me what you can do. The biggest reason that evil can succeed is by everybody else doing nothing. And we have to stop doing nothing.
That's right.
When
We're
you
not
come
gonna
here
do
on
that.
Saturday, every time you come, you got to bring someone new. Every time you're walking the street and you see someone in a mask, you got to confront them. When you're waiting in a store for when you're waiting in line for a store, start a conversation. Every time you're out, take an opportunity to open someone's eyes. If we don't, if you just walk and you see a person and you just ignore them because they're wearing a mask, or you don't want to talk to them because you're worried they're not going to listen to you, you're the equivalent of the good person allowing evil to succeed by doing nothing. We're doing a lot.
Yeah.
Everybody asks how they can help. That's how you can help.
Do
You got to
what you
engage
can.
people. You got to educate people. You got to not take no for an answer. We got to let people understand that this isn't the end of this crisis, as they'll have you believe.
No.
This is the very beginning. That was literally the initial blow. That was like when you're in a fight and you get the first punch in the face. That's all we've gotten right now.
Oh my
We
God.
got the first punch. We're standing back up. We haven't even seen how much blood is trickling down our nose yet. But everybody thinks
This
the
is a
fight
good
is over.
analogy.
Everyone's acting like the fight is over. Meanwhile, the
No.
bully's standing right in front of you. And he's ready to hit you again.
Yeah.
And this time he's going to hit you harder.
Yeah.
And the next time he knocks you down, he's not planning on letting you get back up. This is what we have to let people understand.
Yeah.
This lockdown was a prelude. It wasn't the event. It was the prelude to the event. This is the calm before the storm. And they're trying to make everyone compliant. They're trying to make everybody think this is over.
Do not
It's
comply.
not over. It's just getting started. And that's why our fight
Stay
is
vigilant.
just begun. And we're here to fight, and we're here to win.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Woo!
By the way, next Sunday we're doing our walk for the homeless, where we're going to be feeding homeless people. This Sunday, June 21st, we're going to be meeting at Kensington Market at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're going to be going to various tent areas to hand out food to people.
Aw, awesome. Woo!
Chris Sky, and we are looking, Fearless Ontario is looking for more volunteers for that. So once again, this Sunday, Kensington Market, we're doing a walk. We've had a couple of restaurants donate tons of food so that we can provide the homeless with something to eat. Just a few more things in closing I would like to add is and this is for everybody in the park to hear. So because our kids have been so oppressed this year with their education and from graduation, and look at them, they're so cute, they're jumping. From graduating, and graduation is an absolute necessity to their healthy development. This Canada Day, right here in this park, we invite every graduate who did not get to attend their own graduation ceremony to come here to Queen's Park and graduate. We invite every parent to bring their child. The grounds are beautiful. It makes for amazing pictures. And this is about our kids. They are our future. They are everything. It doesn't matter our differences, doesn't matter where we come from, what we protest for, what we protest against. It doesn't matter what we differ. We have one obligation that's shared, and that's to provide our kids with a better world than the one we were handed.
That's right, that's right.
So once again, I'm Kellyanne Wolf. I am the liaison for Fearless Ontario. Jump onto our website, see what we're all about, www.fearlessontario.ca. And come meet us here on Saturday. We've been here gathering every Saturday for the last 8 weeks.
Yes.
This week will be week 9, and nobody's gotten sick. Bring your kids. We've got games. We've got drinks. We've got food. We've got music coming.
Yes.
So get on down here and party in the park. Thank you very much.